Leaving the southeast of England, I now return to London to meet up with Wendy. I start off in Shooters Hill. Elizabeth Harley was born in 1765 in Woolwich. Her father, George, owned a 100-room mansion in Shooters Hill called Hazelwood House. In 1785, against her father's wishes, she married an artilleryman in the Royal Artillery, James Blackman. They left to live in the colony of New South Wales in 1800. Elizabeth never returned to claim her inheritance, and a few decades later the house was demolished. I now drove into central London to meet Wendy and stay at the Royal National Hotel. It is a Contiki hotel and is full of people doing tours. The next day, Wendy and I walked through London, down Oxford Street and onto Harrods.
Inside Harrods is the Egyptian escalator. Another ancestor from London was Anne Lamb. I guess she never went anywhere near Harrods. Anne came to Australia on the first ever female bounty ship, the Leighton, in 1833. There is a rumour within the family that she was really born in Canada, and that she is in fact a half-native Canadian Indian.
It's now the 5th of September. Down by the Thames, I head for the heavy cruiser HMS Belfast.
Access to Zone 3 and the upper levels of the bridge can be gained from B-turret gunhead. Two large four-stroke turbine fans mounted on the upper platform of the compartment supply the airflow necessary to raise the temperature of the furnace to around 2000.
Here we are on the riverfront of the Thames River in London.
I spent the rest of the day wandering around the famous landmarks in London. I did actually become lost and found my way back to the Thames River. And this is how a few days in London ended. In the evening, I picked up Wendy from Hammersmith and we drove up to Monk's Farm.
This is Monk's Farm, Stafford upon Avon, the room that we're staying in. It's my car. This is the inside of Monk's Farm. The room we're staying in. And the main house.
The next morning was spent at the birthplace of William Shakespeare. This was to be the worst day of weather on the trip. With the rain and the traffic, we had to zoom down the motorway to meet the ferry. I have heard many horror stories about travelling on the Irish Sea, so given the inclement weather, it was a surprise to find that the sea was flat. And so, courtesy of Irish ferries, we arrived safely in Dublin.